तो सबका कैमरा क्यों बंद हो गया पब्लिक स्पीकिंग के नाम से? आई सॉ वन कैमरा वेंट ऑफ, पूजा, एकता,
I
या सो
switched
लेट्स,
off my camera because I'm traveling. I thought you'll get distracted. इसीलिए.
ओके. So Pooja is going to a conference today, and she has to do a 8 minute talk on some or like some office work, and some strategy meeting is there. And I have come across this many a times, and with me also it happened that public speaking life gave me sleepless nights. Yeah, and it is among the top three fears a human being has, apart from fear of death and fear of snakes. Okay, how many of you here have had or have still has fear of public speaking? Anyone? Hmm? And Jananti is saying yes. Okay, I also have it. So I also raise my hands. Yes. Anyone else? If the camera off, you can just show a emoji. Yeah, Dolly.
Every time I have to. So of course that little bit butterflies and everything keeps happening. So that is
Okay.
there.
Achha, so Dolly is also saying there. Anita Bhavika to definitely yeah, because she doesn't speak in front of public. Vishal, what about you? Vishal? Would be nice to know, Lucky. Uh, yeah. Do you have any like get butterflies in your stomach when you have to speak in public?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Like many of the times I also have to do, but there is butterflies in the stomach at that point of time. Or many of the times, like what we thought that we will say, we are not able to produce that in front of the public. That also happens because of that fear.
Yes. That you सोच के
Sometimes
कुछ
better
आते हैं
also
बोलते
comes
कुछ.
out.
Sorry.
And sometimes better also comes out. Like जो सोचा नहीं होता है, वो direction शुरू हो जाती है, and which is in fact better at times.
Better also. Yes, it happens. So what do you think? कहाँ से आता है ये fear of public speaking? Let's go deep into it. We will not talk about the skills of public speaking. We'll talk about the fear aspect. From where does this fear come? And this is not only related to public speaking. I'll just link it to other things also later on. Yeah.
I think lack of confidence.
Lack of confidence मगर कहाँ से आता है? अभी if you want to speak in front of a small crowd easily हो जाता है, चलो 2-3 लोग हैं तो हो जाएगा, बट अगर सेम चीज आपको 30-40 लोगों को सामने बोलनी है तो लैक ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस क्यों आता है? Lack
The
of
thing
confidence.
that will I be able to convey the message properly, and
Okay.
what will they think about it, or
Okay. Yeah. So you told two things. One is whether I will be able to convey the message or the knowledge part. One is the lack of knowledge. I can put it this lack of knowledge कि जो topic है, जो subject है, whether I will be able to convey that properly, मतलब whether I have adequate knowledge of that subject or not. Second, you told what will others,
think.
others what? So how what do we call it? Fear of what?
Fear of judgment.
Judgment.
Fear, fear of judgment. Okay. So one is lack of knowledge. Second is fear of judgment. Anything else that comes to your mind? Anyone? कि from where does this public speaking fear emerge? कि अगर हमें कोई presentation देना है या some talk, counter attack. Okay. Kirti is telling that people may counter your point of view. Very valid point. Yes. Okay. तो सेकंड इज अगर किसी ने कोई सवाल पूछ लिया, अब मुझे पता नहीं है कैसे जवाब देना है, और if somebody starts arguing with you, then you have that fear कि how will I answer back? Okay, very valid point, Kirti. Yeah, anyone else जिसको fear of public speaking था? I had like the biggest fear. I could jump from 14 floors, but if somebody told me to give a talk in public, and this was just 3-4 years back. ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं माँ के पेट से ये क्लास में सीख के आया हूँ when I was pro at public speaking and anything. And so what happened within me that 2020-21 tak, I was like afraid of public speaking. In my college, I used to get shivers. My friends used to laugh at me that Manish is shivering while giving public talks. And कोई मुझे बोल दे ये classes लेने के लिए these classes that I'm taking, the master classes and the so many things. But now there is literally no jitters. अब तो है ही नहीं. That's like completely gone. So how does this shift happen? This fear of judgment, lack of knowledge, or this counter thing? Hmm? Will practice make it good? What do you think? One is बोलते हैं कि what many teachers say or the many public speaking experts say, the more you practice, the better you become at it. और जिस चीज का fear है उसका practice कैसे करो? मुझे बहुत ज्यादा fear है, जैसे पूजा को देना है. So पूजा having that jitters or butterflies in the stomach, or yeah, self-confidence. But how do you develop that self-confidence? The question is that your self-confidence, obviously. How do
I
you
think
develop that?
when you're thorough with your subject, you can
Okay.
speak confidently.
Okay. So obvious, Auntie. This is a very obvious thing that you should be very thorough with your subject. That good preparation is required. Sometimes if the subject is not your natural expression, जैसे मेरे लिए these topics are natural expressions. The topics that I take at TIHA, so literally there is no preparation. But yeah, if the topic is not your natural self-expression, then you need to prepare very well. Okay, you can make notes, you can make a PPT, or you can involve the audience. जैसे मैं कई बार involve करता हूँ. If some doesn't, if doesn't come to your mind, you can involve the audience. So these are all skills. But how do you like बोलते हैं ना कि jump that ladder? Yeah, that कि हाँ मुझे एक टॉक देना है. आई एम अवॉइडिंग, मेनी पीपल अवॉइड, लोग अवॉइड करते हैं टॉक्स की. मुझे बुलानी है स्टेज पे. मतलब कि एट द योगा इंस्टीट्यूट स्पेशली व्हेन आई वाज डूइंग माय टीचर्स ट्रेनिंग कोर्स, सो पब्लिक स्पीकिंग वाज अ बिग पार्ट ऑफ द कोर्स. स्पेशल हमें लेक्चर्स होते थे एवरी मंथ, 2 or 3 लेक्चर्स वर देयर. एंड वंस it was announced कि आज सबको एक 2 मिनट का टॉक देना है. There were 48 of us in the class, and everybody was picked one by one, and you were not allowed to go to toilet. What people used to do, if they knew that turn आने वाला है, then you used to go to toilet. तो सर ने बोल दिया, your turn comes, you cannot go to toilet or something. या पानी पीने के बहाने बाहर नहीं जा सकते हो, you miss your turn. It was so much fear in every one of us कि हमें एक टॉक देना है. ये fear कैसे आता है? I'm just saying, yeah, that practice. See, those skills are okay. Practice in front of mirror, maintain eye contact, keep movement, body movements, वो सब ठीक है. But how do you jump that कि from fear of public speaking to become a, yeah, come on. कहाँ से ये fear जाएगा? ये fear आता कहाँ से? Fear आता कहाँ से? चलिए, लेट्स डिग डीप इनटू दिस फियर पार्ट. व्हाट इज फियर? चलिए, व्हाट इज फियर? पहले पब्लिक स्पीकिंग का फियर कहाँ से आता है बाद में बात करेंगे. व्हाट इज फियर? हाउ डू वी गेट फियर? वी फियर ऑफ एनीथिंग. चलो, लेट्स नॉट टॉक स्पेसिफिक अबाउट पब्लिक स्पीकिंग ओनली. ये डर वाली बात हमने आती कहाँ से? या मे बी शिल्पा
At times, some
spoken it.
past experience or something,
Past experience
not
to a
with
certain,
ourselves. Maybe you have seen some speakers, supposing school time, some debate or something,
yeah,
and you've seen that your friend has been, totally uh,
ridiculed or something.
ridiculed or something because she was sticking to her ground. So that's what happens in the this thing debates, right? And
Okay,
she's been ridiculed. Ki, she was not well prepared or whatever,
yeah,
So that can stick to your mind.
okay, so she is telling you when you see others suffer, that fear comes within you. Okay, yeah, Vishal.
I think fear of judgment is the biggest fear of public speaking because most of the time, if you're going for the, for example, interview, you always have that kind of a fear that what interviewer will ask. So similar kind of a thing because this is also one-on-one thing.
The
So
fear of
on that,
failure. या तो फियर ऑफ जजमेंट, फियर ऑफ फेलियर विशाल इसको बोलेंगे. आपने ऐसे इंटरव्यू की बात बोली कि इंटरव्यू टू स्पीक इन फ्रंट ऑफ 10 people or 8 people or 4 people, then you have this fear of failure. Okay, so main thing of fear is, one is fear of losing, कि हमें कुछ खोने का डर होता है. ओके, दैट आई विल लूज समथिंग. जैसे कई लोगों को होता है fear of losing their loved ones, fear of losing business, fear of losing a job. These are such a big fears that people have. Second is fear of failure, that if I give this presentation or I'm not able to achieve what I want to achieve, then there is a very big fear of failure. And third is fear of judgment. What will others think about me? Okay, shyness. Yes, people are naturally, many people are shy also. Yes, Shilpa is doing very valid point that many people are naturally shy. They are like introverts. They haven't spoken in front of public, so they have this fear. Yeah, Naomi, do you want to say anything? No? Okay. I hope you
I
don't
have
have this
seen
fear now.
also, Manish, I also have seen that some of the times, suppose let's say if you're speaking and people are leaving the conference room, okay, so people also started feeling at that point when probably I'm not a good speaker, that's why I'm not able to engage the people. which others can do. That also again create a
So
psycho
that's
in mind.
self-judgment. So I want to
Self-judgment.
categorize that as self-judgment. You start criticizing yourself or judging yourself. My presentation is not going as per plan, and it is not very effective. Okay. So how do you overcome this fear now? कि मुझे ये fear है, this fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of losing something. How do you overcome this fear? Not only in terms of public speaking, in terms of other fears also, what I talked about. Confrontation, yes, this is very obvious thing that do the thing that you fear the most. The more you do, the better you become. It. Very valid point. This I learned from Robin Sharma also. Robin Sharma is a very popular author of. He wrote a series of The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari series, and it was like a blockbuster. And he was one of my first mentors who brought me into self-development, and the health also drastically improved. So I greatly recommend his book. So what he talks about fear is that fear is a monster. It is a self-created monster. You only create that monster in your mind, and then you suffer. And it is all imaginary. The fears होते हैं ये, you have to understand that this is not real. This fear is not real. It is your own mental creation. The first step to overcome fear, I believe, is to take responsibility for your fears. हमें ये ब्लेम नहीं करना है कि ये मैंने किसी और को देख किया, या जैसे किसी ने बोला कि यार मैंने किसी को देखा तो मुझ में डर आ गया. Because this is a fear is also just a thought. This is a thought that we are creating our own self. हम खुद create कर रहे हैं. This is not for public speaking. This is for every fear that is there around. And how foolish is it? It is to suffer your own mind, suffer your own thoughts. Hmm? Now, suppose Pooja is going to that, then she will have this fear. Who is creating that? She herself is creating that. So, in fact, this is exactly the opposite of what should be done. What I do before this class is I just visualize. Okay, because a lot of preparation also sometimes is detrimental to your presentation or your talk. Because बहुत ज़्यादा हम planning करते हैं तो you become rigid and that fluidity goes away. So rather than preparing, you have to prepare here. You have to visualize. Okay, that what are people saying at the end of the talk? So I visualize ki wow, everybody is healing, everybody is benefiting out of the talk and getting good comments and this and that. So you visualize, you do exactly the opposite of what fear does. So what fear does, it pulls you down. कि हमें एक डर बैठ जाता है, एक हो जाता है कि what people will say, whether will I forget, do the opposite thing. And it's wonderful. Whatever I'm planning to do, this is one of the best talks I'm going to give today, and it will come out well. So you visualize exactly the opposite of what fear does. Okay, so this is the first point, that you understand that fear is just a thought, and a thought can be replaced. Okay, so in yoga, the concept here is pratipaksh bhavana. Okay, this is a very important concept in yoga, pratipaksh bhavana. That whenever you get any thought, any negative thought, whether it's related to fear, whether it's related to losing someone, whether it's your own, बोलते हैं ना कि self, what you do is criticize your own self. ये सब जो thoughts आपको कभी भी आए ना, you quickly replace that with a positive thought. It comes with practice. These things come with practice, pratipaksh bhavana. And this is one of the major बोलते हैं ना, switch खाली आपको दबाना है कि मुझे पता है कि I'm aware that I'm a negative thought is coming, that fear is coming. You quickly replace that with a positive thought. This is one way you can overcome the fear, and the fear of self-judgment. ये कहाँ से आता है? When your own sense of self-worth, आपने किसी और को थमा दिया. That what others speak about me, या what others think of me, makes me complete. That you don't have that inherent sense of knowledge, I would say. एक knowledge आपके अंदर नहीं, that who you truly are. That if I go to a presentation, if everybody claps, everybody says, oh, once more, then only I am worth it. And if I don't get enough praises, then you feel down. जो exactly हमने last time सीखा था, जैसे मैंने नवमीत को criticize किया, that what kind of classes do you take, and she has the choice. So you again have that choice at the end of the presentation or during the presentation or before the presentation, that how do you determine your own self-worth? Hmm? That my sense of self-worth is not dependent on this presentation or this 8-minute talk what Pooja is going to give or what others think of me. Because logically speaking, you cannot control others. Hmm? You cannot control what others may think of you. If there are 100 people in the audience, 50 may like, 50 may not like. So who is right, who is wrong? And you are not in the business of making everybody happy or satisfying everyone. You have to understand that when you are giving a presentation, when you are giving a public talk, you are not there to make everyone happy. It's just your duty you are doing. It's just you have to be yourself. And whether the presentation goes as per plan, whether the presentation doesn't go as per plan, I am complete. I'm not talking about this body I or this I-ness, but from the soul consciousness. This is a very important point before you uh, face any fear. Not only this, whether you fear of losing someone, losing business, or because हमने कहीं ना कहीं क्या किया, अपनी बोलते हैं अपनी डोर की सब दूसरों के हाथों में थमा, and then we suffer all our lives. We think that मुझसे तो एक fear overcome हो ही नहीं सकता. I cannot overcome this and I cannot do this. And many people I know who never go on the stage. बस कुछ भी हो जाए मुझसे ये नहीं होगा. I cannot do this. This is one of the most common fears, public speaking, that I come across in so many counseling sessions and among the students also. जब मैंने भी presentation देने बोला था when we did that cancer वाला thing, the carcinogen versus, so many people didn't on their cameras that day. Even on Zoom, people had this fear of public speaking. At what will others think of me? So what others think of you is none of your business. So what the affirmations that we do will be very helpful before a presentation, that I am complete. This is everyone can do if you have if you face any kind of fear or any public talk that you want to give. But I am complete. Second is I am the best. Always have this also. This will help you develop a lot of self-confidence when you consider that you are the best. It's simply saying that he who speaks from me, that I'm not the doer. Very good, very excellent point. That this I do with Jeevan Jazz sessions, by the way. So रिम्पल ने एक दिन अचानक मुझे 7:15 मैसेज किया, मनीष सम ओपन फोरम इज गोइंग ऑन. मुझे कुछ नहीं बताया व्हाट इज ओपन फोरम एंड ऑल, एंड बोला लॉग इन करो ना अच्छा लगेगा. एंड जस्ट लॉग्ड इन एंड शी पुट मी ऑन द स्पॉटलाइट. सीधा ऐसा हुआ गया. मुझे पता नहीं है, एक तो आधी पंजाबी नहीं आती. ओके, पंजाबी बिल्कुल नहीं आती. आधी क्या बिल्कुल नहीं आती थी उस समय, तो ये 4 महीने पहले की बात, 5 महीने पहले. एंड शी पुट मी, देन पीपल आस्क मी
तो ना
क्वेश्चंस.
अभी मनीष तो आप उसी सीखने के मोड में ही हो.
एंड शी पुट मी इन फ्रंट ऑफ पब्लिक एंड एवरीवन, एंड सब क्वेश्चंस पूछ रहे हैं. एंड आई वाज लाइक अच्छा मुझे जवाब देना है, क्या बोली. तो कहाँ से आता है, देख सी हाउ डज दैट इनर विजडम कम. यू रियलाइज दैट this answers that you are doing is not coming from you. It's somebody else who is doing it for you. जैसे मैं भी काफी बार बोलता हूँ, these classes I'm not taking these classes. This is universe that is expressing itself through me. It's an excellent point, Rimple. So I didn't think of this point, but very valid point what Rimple thought. When you believe that you are not giving this presentation, this just happens. In fact, everything in life, not only this. So this sense of doership, ये तो हमें होना ही नहीं चाहिए. मतलब not only in public speaking, but in every aspect of life. So I got a message in the group yesterday. I think Kirti put up that message that nature provides us with everything, and we just need to put the pieces together. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. Nature ने सब कुछ दिया है. I would say exactly the opposite. You think that you are nature. You are a part of nature. ऐसा नहीं कि nature अलग है, हम अलग है. Nature हमें provide कर रहा है. No, it's like life. It's unfolding, and you just need to experience every moment of life. If you have right intentions, if you are aware, then automatically you will give your best in every situation. You don't need to do anything. Things just happen. चीजें अपने आप होने लगती हैं. When you have this philosophy in mind, when it becomes a part of your subconscious, automatically all the fears dissolve. जैसे नमक कैसे पानी में dissolve हो जाता है, all your fears will dissolve because you don't have fear of losing anything. Another very important part about fear I learned from Steve Jobs. So he had this very famous Stanford commencement address where he spoke about fear. So what he does is when, because Steve obviously was a marketing guy and he used to like launch many Apple products. So to overcome fear, what he did, he used to think that today is the last day of my life, that I have nothing to lose. Today is the last day of your life. Will you fear anything? खुल के जिएंगे हम कि चलो यार कल तो हम देखने ही वाले नहीं है. So if today is the last day of your life, बोलते ना कि you will drop all the things that are unimportant also at the same time you will lose that fear of जो भी fears है आपके, all the fears that you have, you will lose everything because you understand that जहाँ भी हम हैं अभी, wherever I am today, I just need to experience this day. It's a very powerful hack. You can do this. कि हम जब that fear of losing चला जाता है ना कि आपको कुछ खोने का डर है, then only you can see the reality as it is. I know people जो पूजा का तो 8 मिनट का presentation है, people spend hours and hours in fear just for that small talk or that 8 minute talk and these things and they ruin their lives and these fears बोलते हैं ना, ये fears जो हमें ऐसे बांध के रख देते हैं, it also manifests as illnesses in our body. ये सब डर के कारण हमें बीमारियां भी आ जाती है. So many mental disorders that happen, mental and physical. So I meet many patients जिनको some organ failure हो गया and they fear of losing their life. So I just ask them one simple question कि यहाँ पर कौन अमर होके आया in this world, who will stay forever? And एक झटके में when you have this switch, all the fear goes away. सारा डर उनका अपने आप गायब. Yeah, people died more of fear. Yeah, people are saying very clear कि fear of COVID killed more people than COVID itself. Very true. It's very true. कि इतना ज्यादा अटैचमेंट खुद के साथ लोग को हो जाता है कि हम सोचते हैं कि मेरा क्या होगा, मेरे परिवार का क्या होगा, मेरे बच्चों का क्या होगा. We somehow somewhere loses trust in the universe. बोलते हैं ना जो ट्रस्ट, हम ट्रस्ट ही खो देते हैं that there is some higher power that is running the show. So how do you replace that fear? You replace that with faith. So मेरे में क्या स्विच हुआ? So I did something called as mindful living classes and COVID में start हुआ था. I did that for 2 years and that helped me overcome these fears. बहुत सारे fears है मेरे अंदर. Fear of losing my business, fear of um, losing my parents, fear of public speaking तो मेरे अंदर था ही शुरू से. And slowly when mindfulness practices चालू करी, so what maybe Pooja can do and what others can do, जब भी आपको fear आए, just sit still, close your eyes, focus on your breath, and these concepts जो हमने सीखा, you just internalize these concepts. धीरे धीरे you will see every fear will dissolve. And believe me, it's such a beautiful place to be when you are fearless, when you drop all those fears, when you have the right understanding of life, when you understand that you have nothing to lose. I got nothing, I will take away nothing. It's my duty just to experience life. That's it, full stop, nothing else. What others like me, well and good. If the others don't like me, well and good. I am okay with it. I accept myself as I am. इसका मतलब क्या होता है कि मुझे फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि people walk out of the presentation, if people clap after the presentation. If I have done my duty, that's it. My duty is not to impress. Okay, मैं किसी को impress करने के लिए ये presentation नहीं दे रही हूँ. I'm just giving this presentation. It's my duty. I just need to do it and move on in life. That my life doesn't depend on this 8 minute talk. How easy it would be. Yeah, so Pooja, I hope this concept class will help you and others also in managing their fears. Anything else anybody wants to contribute, like Rimple was saying? Yeah? Anyone else has any other point related to fear? Hmm? So सब लोग एक एक टॉक देंगे. ओके, सबको एक एक टॉक देना है, पब्लिक स्पीकिंग टॉक, टॉपिक ऑफ योर चॉइस. हाँ, 15 मिनट का कॉन्सेप्ट सेशन सब लेंगे एक बार. करेंगे सब. कैन विल वी डू इट? एवरीबॉडी कैन डू नाउ विद दिस अंडरस्टैंडिंग दैट. हाँ, I can see very few hands going up. Anita भाभी का तभी तक ऊपर नहीं गया. Anita Bhabhi is like, I cannot speak. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's experience कि हाँ, जब इस फ्रेम ऑफ माइंड से आप कोई टॉक देने आते हैं तो आपको कैसा फील हो रहा है. बहुत मजा आएगा. It will be very interesting. Come,
There's
let's
also
start with our.
sir, dare, D-A-R-E, diffuse, accept, run towards it, and embrace. So that also is there. So there are many this thing techniques which they say.
Yeah. Many other, yes. So it was what? Diffuse, accept,
Run towards it
run
मतलब
towards it, and embrace.
and embrace.
Very nice. Thank you very much for sharing that. Good. So डर निकालो मन से and खुल के जियो. That's the right.